Near the end, she asked something of me, quietly, the way she always did. I think that was something she always did. It was very much her way. When she asked for something, she was quiet about it. Sometimes I thought she didn't need these things urgently. That wasn't true. The reality was quite the opposite. What she asked for, she took seriously. Before asking, she thought about these things a great deal. She had to become certain that what she was asking for was real and necessary before she would put it into words. What she asked for was presence. I couldn't give her that. I want to be clear about what I mean by presence. Presence is a word that can carry many meanings. What it meant to her was very specific. She didn't want me to be in the room more often. We already spent a great deal of time together. She was asking for something far harder than that. She wanted me to actually be there when I was in the room. She wanted me to bring my attention into the room we were sharing and keep it there longer. She didn't want my mind to be elsewhere. I understood what presence meant to her. I knew it wasn't too much to ask. I knew she had been asking for presence in different ways for a long time, and still I couldn't give her the presence she needed. This not giving wasn't a decision I made, and I think it's important to say that clearly, because this story could easily take a shape in which it looks like I deliberately refused to show up, as though I consciously decided something else mattered more than what she was asking for, and that isn't what happened. What happened was less a lack of wanting and more a lack of ability. It's that particular experience of genuinely wanting to give someone something and discovering that wanting isn't enough, that what they need simply isn't there in you in the form they need it, no matter how much you want to give it. And discovering this gap between wanting and capability is one of the things that humbles me most, because I'm someone accustomed to believing that the distance between wanting something and achieving it can be closed through effort, and this distance wasn't closing through effort. I tried, and the effort produced a kind of presence that she could feel was manufactured, not natural, and a manufactured presence is itself a kind of absence because it draws attention to the effort itself rather than to the thing the effort was supposed to produce. She asked more than once, and the last time was the one I call the last time because it carried the other times, hidden the quality of finality that I sensed at the time, but didn't know how to respond to, a quality that told me she had asked so many times that she now knew what the ongoing answer was, and this was the last time she would ask before she changed her understanding of what was possible to get from me. And I sat there in that sense of finality, unable to find anything worth saying, unable to find any promise that wouldn't just be the same promise I had already made in different words before and hadn't kept for so long that repeating it would itself have become a kind of dishonesty. What I should have said, and I've thought about this many times since, wasn't "I'll try harder," which is what I wanted to say, and which would even have been true in the sense that I really would have tried harder, but something more honest than that, something that acknowledged that greater effort had already been made and had already produced whatever it could produce, which was simply not what she needed, something that gave her accurate information rather than the hopeful kind of statement that would make her wait again for an outcome that wasn't going to change. I couldn't give her the presence she needed in the form she needed it. That's the most honest thing I can say about what she asked for that last time. What happened when she asked? And I carry this not giving with me in that particular way. You carry things you genuinely tried to give and discovered you couldn't, not exactly guilt, but a kind of permanent sadness about the limit, about that specific place where what you could give ran out and what she needed began. And the distance between those 2 points, however narrow it might have looked from outside, was too wide for us to close, and eventually she stopped asking, and eventually I understood that the stopping of the asking was itself the answer to how far things had gone, and we both knew it, and neither of us said it out loud because some truths between people are understood without being spoken, and this understanding, reached without words, was in its own quiet way the real ending of something that had already been ending long before either of us wanted it to. Thank you. Subscribe now.